Okay, friends, let's move on to our journey of P3O Foundation question and answer. And we are solving question of chapter 3, that is designing of the P3O. So question number 146 says, which function area within the P3O model for the organization? Which functional area? So there are generally three functional area. One would be your strategy support function. Second would be your delivery support function. And third would be your COE. So risk management is not a functional area as defined by the P3O program is again not secretary support, again not strategy planning and portfolio support, that is the function area. So D is the correct answer. Yeah. So that are the three areas what we discussed. Question number 140 says which of an underlying success factor of the P3O model with an organizational portfolio of is highly skilled senior experienced staff utilization, that is critical success factor by which you can improve the success ratio of the P3O delivery. Funding model for a P3O approved, again that is not a critical success factor. Challenges to current PPM culture or process provided, again it's not a critical success factor. PPM maturity level 3 and above to achieve, that is a vision statement that you wanted to achieve. But critical success factor out of this, A is the critical success factor. With using this you can achieve all this 1 2 3. Okay, so A is the correct answer. Highly skilled senior experienced staff utilize one of the underlying critical success factor for to achieve the success of the P3O. Question 140 says which does not describe how service is provided by the virtual P3O model. Not. Okay, so first you need to understand how virtual P3O operate in a distributed architecture, decentralized decision making happen. Okay, so this is a virtual. Resources are in a single P3O office with a central corporate function. That's not the P3O how it's operate. Resources are embedded consistent standard, that may be possible. Professional staff are embedded within the business team, that also possible. Staff work across the organization without physical structure to support them, that's a definition of virtual, so that's the correct answer. But A is not a correct. Resources are in a single P3O office with a central corporate function, so that is a centralized way of working. So that is they all work in a central location. That is not the correct how virtual P3O office works. So A seems to be the correct answer. Yeah, that is. Resources are in a single P3O office with a central corporate function is an example of permanent centralized portfolio office, not a virtual office. So that's a clear. Question number 149, which describe a feature of co-located rather than distributed model. Corporate components of the standards will have a separate owner. Okay. Team cohesion is achieved by staff working together as a permanent office. Communicate via central information portal. Collaborate working practices. And D, final functional experts provide services from within teams across the organization. So they ask co-located rather than distributed. So B, teams cohesion is achieved by staff working together in a permanent office working together. It's a centralized one. So B is the correct answer. Rest is a distributed function. So question number 150 says, why should staff delivering non-PPM function with a P3O model be treated as a distinct administrative resources? Okay, what kind of non-PPM function they need to understand first. Non-PPM function like book your travel, logistic, and all that stuff, secretariat stuff, all are non-PPM function. But why we are doing that? To reduce the administrative workload and to provide that in a very comprehensive fashion. Now, if we are not treating this non-PPM function as a separate distinct administrative resources, that create a demotivation within the P3O staff who are subject matter expert, that they are doing administrative stuff. To avoid that, there should be a separate team, but yes, as a part of PPM function, you are non-PPM function you are offering with the P3O model. So option A, provide a non-PPM function with a logical home, that's not the correct answer. Meet business efficiency needs, that again not the exact correct. Deliver secretariat service to management board, it's not the that correct. Avoid discouraging people from choosing the career with a P3O model, that is the most correct answer. Because if you're positioning them that in the P3O we are doing this kind of secretariat and very low level task, then they create an impression to avoid someone, specifically young freshers, to join the P3O. So we have to have a separate distinction between the administrative staff who are doing non-PPM function like secretariat, booking, logistic, and all that stuff, and the subject matter expert who do management role, generic role, and the functional role. So with that, D is the correct answer. Let's see. Yeah, that's the correct answer. To motivate people who is doing non-PPM function to choose a career with the P3O. So that's all. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining.